The Uchiha didn't lose their wealth slowly. They lost it in one night. The real question isn't who killed them. It's who got paid for it. If your retirement is in your company's stock, if your savings are in one city's housing market, if your career and your investments and your identity are all tied to the same source, you are sitting in the same room the Uchiha were sitting in. You just don't know it yet. Section 1. Identification. Concentration risk doesn't target the broke. It targets the people who have one thing that's working. The single asset performing so well that putting more into it feels rational. Watch what the Uchiha did. They had the Sharingan. One bloodline. One eye. Every job they held. Konoha military police, ANBU placements, intelligence gathering, paid because of that single asset. The fan crest above every door. The police armband on every uniform. Their entire economy ran through one trait. This is how concentration begins for you, too. The stock that's climbed for 3 years. The city you bought a house in that keeps appreciating. The employer who pays you in salary and stock. The thing that's working selects you, and you keep over-allocating to it because over-allocation has only ever paid you. Section 2. The product/entry. The asset is never the asset. The status it gives you is. The Uchiha didn't just have an eye technique. They had a name that opened every door in the village. Police force command, council seats, marriage prospects. The Sharingan wasn't a portfolio. It was an identity, paid in respect. That's the trap of concentrated wealth. The asset stops being investment and starts being identity. Enron employees didn't just hold company stock. They wore Enron polos. Their kids went to school with other Enron kids. They believed in the company. By the year 2000, roughly 58% of Enron's 401k plan was held in Enron stock. That wasn't a financial decision. That was a tribal one. Section 3. The partner. Then there's the relationship that locks you in. Inside the clan, the partner was the name itself. You couldn't sell your Sharingan. You couldn't leave the walled district they kept you in. Every cousin, every uncle, every ancestor was an unsold position you inherited the moment you were born. Diversification meant betrayal. You have versions of this. The 401k match paid in your employer's own stock. Every concentrated portfolio comes with a partner that makes leaving feel like loss before the actual loss arrives. Section 4. The false floor. Every concentrated position has a false floor. The Uchiha sat on theirs for decades. They were the police. They were respected. They commanded. Right before the massacre, the floor felt the most solid it had ever felt. They were planning a coup. They believed they were the strongest position in the village. This is the pattern. Enron's stock hit $90.75 in August 2000. Employees moved more savings in, not less. The floor felt solid. 16 months later, it was at 26 cents. Enron employees lost over $1 billion in 401k value. The floor had never been a floor. It was a ceiling they were standing on the wrong side of. Section 5. The visible success story. Every concentration story has a visible success story. The one who appears to have escaped. The Uchiha's was Itachi, prodigy, ANBU at 13. He had broken out of the clan ceiling. He was elite, recognized, mobile. Itachi was the most trapped of any of them. His freedom was a job, and the job was liquidating his own family. He was paid more than any other Uchiha because the village needed him to close out the position. Enron's senior leadership looked the same way. They sold over $1 billion in company stock in the months before bankruptcy, while a 401k blackout period locked employees out of selling. The exit looked real. Most ended up indicted, sentenced, or wearing wires for the prosecution. The success story is always the one closest to the people transferring the wealth. Section 6. The mission/ideology. The belief that finishes the trap is the one that sounds noble. The Uchiha believed it. The clan is the wealth. Loyalty is the asset. Blood is the portfolio. To diversify away from the clan would be to betray the clan. So no Uchiha ever did. You hold this belief in different language. I believe in this company. This city will always be valuable. My industry is recession-proof. Lehman Brothers employees believed in Lehman until September 2008. Bear Stearns employees believed in Bear 6 months before that. The belief is always loudest, right before the collapse. Once you stop asking the economic question, you can't be saved. Section 7. The Founder. 3 rules of concentration. Risk. Undiversified upside. Undiversified exit. One event that liquidates everything. And here's the man who collected on all 3. Danzo wasn't an Uchiha. He never had to live in the compound. He never inherited the name. But after the night of the massacre, 10 Sharingan eyes were embedded in his right arm, harvested from the bodies while the village mourned. The Uchiha each had 1 Sharingan. Danzo had 10. They were the concentrated portfolio. He was the diversified investor. Jim Chanos saw the same setup at Enron in 2000. While employees moved more savings into Enron stock, Chanos was shorting Enron across a diversified book of positions in his hedge fund. When the collapse came, the employees lost their 401ks. Chanos collected. The diversified investor always collects from the concentrated one. The massacre wasn't an attack on the Uchiha. It was a wealth transfer from the most concentrated holders in Konoha to the most diversified one. Count the Sharingan in Konoha after the massacre. Same number. New owner. The Sharingan didn't disappear. It just got reallocated. You don't lose generational wealth slowly. You lose it the moment your one thing fails. And someone else, somewhere, has been holding 10 of yours all along.